Okay, guys. Today we got something real serious to talk about. Because I have a confession to make. An apology I need to make to some of my fans for bad decision making on my part. And a while back, something came to my attention. A lot of you guys told me about this game called Deep Rock Galactic, and it was about dwarves mining in space, and I kind of wrote it off. Didn't think it was going to be good. I thought it was going to be kind of a joke. I didn't think it was going to really give dwarves their proper due and treat them with respect, but look at this fucking thing. Deep Rock Galactic is amazing. Recently bought it with my friends. We've all been playing it. How many hours have I got in this game already? 62 hours in like the last week and like 9 days maybe. I thought it was going to be a joke. It looks cartoony. The graphics are really like Borderlandish graphics, but not as sharp. Like the resolution's not great. But that's because the maps they're procedurally generated, meaning like every time you go out on a mission, you'll do different caves, and the caves are all on different asteroids or planets. It doesn't really say exactly what they are. And it seems like they've been blown up, sort of. You're in there, like, mining the insides after they've been blown up, sort of. And, like, they'll feel the same. Like, the areas look the same in the different areas. But then the layout is different. Like, you have, like, things that are, like, mapped length and mapped complexity. And it kind of spirals off from there. Like, some maps have special things in them called machine quests or whatever. You got some that have cargo crates. And what you do is, the point of the game is to make money, drink beer, have fun with your friends, and the fun part is when you get done with your mission and you're trying to escape back to your escape pod, and then also you use your money to make your dwarf look pimp. So it's not really, you also upgrade your weapons to a point, and then it kind of gets to a point where you kind of got all the upgrades, but then you can do like these overclocks and stuff. So it's like, you may want to spend the same amount of money for like upgrading your really awesome gun as you do like making a really awesome beard, or making your skin look gold, or learning how to craft new beers, because the beers all do different things. You can fuck with your friends and make them shrink. You can make them teleport outside their ship and get frozen. You can make them blast around like a shotgun going off. Anyway, let's get in here and look at this. I'm not going to show you any gameplay footage because it's easy to just find gameplay footage if you want to look that up. I'm going to go into the Miner's Manual, which I haven't really done, and look at all the things this game has to offer. As you saw there, that was a planet that had been blown up. So here's your room. You're on a space station that these 4 dwarves work for this company. There's a guy that's like the head of the company. He'll send you down on these missions and tell you what's coming up, like if there's a swarm coming in. You fight alien bugs. It's a lot like Starship Troopers, but it's also doing dwarven mining. So this thing right here is your statistics. It's got your milestones, things that you're working towards. They give you perk points. And you over here, and you can put those points into different things. So you've got like this one, helps you if you get grabbed by something. There's these different kind of bugs. Some of them will come down from the ceiling and they'll pull you up. Some of them are like a flyer, they'll pull you, they'll grab you and fly you around. One of them's like Tremors movie thing where it goes under the ground and drags you around. So this will let you blow up those things and escape them. You also got speed stuff. You got a thorns build I've been working on. You got this thing, which like if you get knocked down, you can blow up everything around you, which is pretty good. Then you got a lot of like team kind of based ones, like this one's elemental resistances, but there's one for shield link. Yeah, this one. When you're within 4 meters of a teammate, your shields recharge 50% faster. You can overcharge a teammate's shield to 300%. So I'm wondering, you can combine these builds, right? And like have a melee build with thorns damage and use this perk right here, which gives you power attacks. You can like use your pickaxe as a melee weapon. I didn't realize that for like the first couple of days, how to even use your pickaxe properly. And then like stuff hits you, it takes thorns damage, and then you stay close to the mule and stay close to your friends, and you have like this. See, if everybody uses this perk, does that give you like 200% recharge? And then there's another one like Veteran Depositor. When you're near the mule, you get 30% damage reduction, because that could be really sick. And then you've got one of the classes like throws a grenade that recharges your shield pretty fast. So you could kill stuff just by like recharging your shields and letting it hit you. And then this one's vampiric. So you regain health when you kill medium or larger aliens with your melee weapons. So that could also be good. Different ways you can, like a taming one of the enemies. You can tame a bug. A lot of these perks are pretty interesting. I've kind of got all the ones I want, but here's all your stats. I haven't really looked at this. So when you get out of your room, boom, you're on this big ship. You've got your wardrobe thing, very similar to Borderlands. You can change the way your dwarf looks. This is my gunner. Let's go through the classes right quick. So they all are important. Like the best team is like one of each class, and then they kind of work in pairs. I think that you have like a buddy system would probably be a good idea. You have an engineer and a scout working together, because the engineer plants little platforms, and the scout has a grappling hook. So you have the engineer plant the platforms, and the scout grapples on the platform and it gets the stuff that's up high. When your ore nodes are on like the side of these walls, right? This guy's supposed to look like an Oompa Loompa. He's got the greaser haircut. He's got a pimped out. This is like one of the best overclocked beards you can get. I just happen to get lucky with it, and I got this spray paint kind of costume. You can get all kinds of different skins for them. You can change like different things that you own, the way they look. I only got the one outfit. You can change your hairs. You can change your beards. I got the epic handlebar mustache. Mighty pelt beard. Anyway, mainly I was playing scout because grappling hook obviously is my thing. And this guy's pretty sweet. Got a lot of different paint jobs for him. You can change your victory moves when you get done with the mission. You can do different kind of things. Let's see, this gunner one actually has swarm kick. He pulls a bug out from behind his ass, kicks it. So let's see, what did I say? The engineer does the platforms. And let's look at their weapons too, because that's important, which we change over here. The equipment. Engineer starts out with a shotgun, an auto shotty, and he's got a 40mm grenade launcher. Now I think I got lucky. The first overclock I got for this was this one right here, the Fat Boy mini nuclear warheads that do massive damage in a large area, because this thing, it actually blows up the map in a big, like a vertical crater. I'm thinking this is really good. If you can use like the cryo gun, which is the thing the gunner gets, and have him like slow everything down to where it all like stacks up, which I haven't even bought the cryo gun yet. Yeah, the cryo cannon, this thing right here. So you kind of freeze everything, get it all grouped up, and then you hit it with one of those big nukes and just blow everything up at once. See, I'm trying to work on like saving ammo. Like ammo conservation is really important if you want to like. We're working on like making a lot of XP so we can level up fast. So you can do like higher difficulties, like the hazard levels increase. But hazard level 4 is insanely hard. And there's a hazard level 5, which is beyond that. And then beyond that, there's like deep dives. And the different missions are different. They're kind of hard depending on also what kind of... I'll show you the map here real quick. This is your map. Like, see, this one and this one are out of range. That means that they're on the other side of the planet from where your space shuttle is right now, right? So you're floating around in orbit, and certain things are unavailable because they're on the other side of the planet. So right now this one's close, and this is the kind of ore you can get from it. And then this one right here, it has a warning on it. It has shield disruption. That means that you don't have any shields. And it also has a rich atmosphere, which I think makes your voice sound really high-pitched or something. I got a whole list of what all these things do. And then Gold Rush, I think means there's like a lot of extra gold. Alright, so you got Cave Leech Cluster, that has a lot of those things that grab you from the ceiling. Exploder Infestation has a lot of explodey guys in it. Haunted Cave, that has like this big giant detonator guy that follows you around constantly and he can't be killed. So that one's pretty hard because you gotta keep kiting him around like kind of like Dracosath and UBRS. Lethal Enemies is one I haven't really done before, but like everything does extra physical damage, so it's really hard. Low Oxygen, you gotta like keep running back to your little mining cart to get oxygen back. Mactera Plague, that's the flying assholes. A lot more of those. And then the ones that drop the goo bombs, the really sticky goo, those are like really bad. Parasites have things inside of them. When you kill them, you gotta kill like an extra thing. Regenerative bugs that keep healing. And shield disruption, what I talked about. Then you got good anomalies. Critical weaknesses do 5 times as much damage. Double XP. Gold rush is that gold spawns on higher quantities. There's also a pots of gold beer buff. Oh. Pots of gold beer buff. Which one is that? I gotta look that up. There's one called golden bugs where the bugs drop gold every time you kill them. Low gravity means you jump higher. Mineral mania means you have way more crafting resources. Rich atmosphere, movement speed, and carrying heavy objects is increased. And I think that was to make your voice sound high pitched. And volatile guts mean they explode when you kill them. So you got good things, you got bad things. The bad things make you get more bonus at the end. So everything's like 30% extra, I think. Or 15 to 30% extra. See, now I'm like running all this shit through my mind. Like how I need to take advantage of some of this stuff. Alright, so I didn't even go through all the classes yet. I got sidetracked. But like, see, this one's got a double XP event. And it's got a shield disruption, so that's going to be an extra bonus. This one's got regenerating bugs and volatile guts. And the different types of missions. Look at the types. We've got this one, you got to go in and repair some mules, so it's kind of like an engineering kind of a thing. This one, you just got to mine certain types of ore. This one, you got to collect alien eggs, and whenever you grab one, it sends like a bunch of enemies after you, usually. This one is extraction, which means you got to collect aquarks, which is like these blue crystals that you'll find. Like when you find the condensed minerals and aquarks, it's cool because you see them glowing out of the side of the wall, and you got to like dig into the wall. Then you'll also find these weird things called lost packs. You'll find a helmet that you scan. It updates your scanners, and it'll tell you somewhere on the map you can dig into a purple thing on the map, and they'll have like a cosmetic thing you can upgrade your pickaxe with, or like a dance move or a paint job. So that's cool. You go over here, you update your pickaxe. You can like, this is a fancy one that starts out looking like this, and looking like this. It's like a regular pickaxe, but I've been fucking with it, making it look cool. Put an axe head on one end, get it black and or blue and yellow. Anyway, there's also elimination. You got to kill 3 dreadnoughts, which come out of these big red glowing eggs, and they can only be hit from the back. And every time you take their shield off, you can only do like a quarter of their damage if everybody's focus firing on it. So you have to take their shield off quite a few times unless you're like really good. Plus, they shoot out these big blasty orbs that blow up big canyons. So people have a lot of different strategies about like making bunkers and like making a really narrow passage. But then like if a big son of a bitch comes through there, you're probably going to get your whole team wiped out. So there's a lot of cooperation you got to do between the classes. Like I said, the engineer and the scout work good together. You've also got the driller. He is like got a flamethrower, so he's pretty good at killing stuff with the gunner. And he also drills with his fists. He has like drilly fists. And he has a satchel charge, which you can like, you put all these different mods on it. You get this one right here, rock mover. It makes the blast area a lot bigger, so you can make a way bigger cave. You drill a little narrow slant, either it'll blow up a big cave. You can even make little side things you can put your turrets behind, because the engineer has turrets. A lot of strategies like that to this game. And let's see, he's got an axe. Everybody's got flares. This gun right here I haven't used yet, but it's like you shoot it and then you shoot it again and it explodes. Or you can just shoot it regularly. So it's supposed to be really good for killing like in an area. But I haven't upgraded it yet because I'm missing some minerals. You also got the scout. I've got these double Zukov pistols for him. It's pretty sick. He dual wields. Or I can use a boomstick. He's also got a sniper rifle. This one's kind of like an M1 Garand. Or you can use an assault rifle. So he's pretty versatile. Plus he's like really easy to like catch up to the group or like get out of situation because you got that grappling hook. You get different types of grenades. This one's like a pheromone canister I've never used. I got the cryo one. Flare gun. He lights up the rooms for everybody. So if you have a group that doesn't have a scout, you're going to be in the dark most of the time and you're not going to be able to see those cave leeches or stuff that's on the roof. Unless you like drill up there high and then throw your flares up there. And then what else was there? The gunner. He's got this machine gun, minigun. But I like the autocannon better because it's got an area of effect blast radius. So it's good for like hitting the weak points of things that are armored. Because if you don't have this armor piercing, which I don't have yet, then your minigun just pretty much bounces off of it. So he's really good for eliminations when you got to kill those big things. He's got 2 different types of pistols. He's got the incendiary grenade, which I like, sticky grenade, and he's got a cluster grenade. I haven't used that one yet. He's got a zip line launcher too. He can make like zip lines, so that's really handy, especially if you're trying to like stay out of above the enemies so you can't be hit. Shield generator. He's good for resin people. You think like the gunner wouldn't be like the healer, but he's kind of like the best for reviving people because he's got the shield generator grenade. Let's see, who else? Talked about him. Platform gun, you got the LMGs. There are different types of like turrets you can set up. There's a defender and there's a Hawkeye. So you can have like more power, focused angle, or you can have upgraded sensors with a longer range. And you can have like the MK2 has 1 turret, but it's like a harder hitting one, or you can have 2 Geminis, like a little mini turrets. I've been using the doubles. And this grenade launcher is amazing. But he's also got this thing called the Breach Cutter, which just blasts big waves of purple stuff. Like sonic energy. But again, the grenade launcher, 40 mil. Pretty dope. Especially with the upgrades. It's also got a little SMG you can get. Alright, so your 4 classes. You need them all. I think my favorite's the Scout. But then this one used to be my second favorite, and now he's kind of like my least favorite, even though he's still, with that fucking grenade launcher, he's pretty dope. I've been playing Gunner a lot, so now Gunner's probably my second favorite. But then you also got to have a Driller, too, because the Satchel Charger is so sick. I mean, all of these dwarves are fun to play. Austin plays the Driller pretty much constantly. So once you get to level 25, you can level them up and you can promote them. And by promoting them, it's like prestiging in Call of Duty, except there's no downside. You don't lose anything. And you go down here and you can start using this thing. And this thing gives you these overclocks. Like these are all ones that I found, but I couldn't afford to make yet. So you can add like different things to your guns, or like this is just a beard overclock right here. And you can change the way it works a little bit. And you go over here, you can do these deep dives once you do the mission to unlock the deep dives. I've never even tried a deep dive, but it's pretty much like 3 missions in a row. Like you go down, you do a certain amount of stuff, and then you go deeper. You do a certain amount of stuff, and then you go deeper a third time, and then it extracts you. So you got to have this stuff called Nitra, is a mineral that constantly lets you call in these resupplies. And it's hilarious because a lot of times you'll drop on your friends and kill them, and you got to get them back up. A lot of weird shit you can do in the game. It's hilarious. The emotes. You can like click on. You can point out things in the map. Like if you click on a little worm, they'll say it looks like poop. If you click on a mushroom, they'll say mushroom. So this ship, you can actually go up to the top up there where you get promoted, and there's like another area up there. But over here, this is the bar where you get your beer. So you order beer from this robot. Like this one here, I don't have yet. If I had this stuff, I could upgrade my beer license. I think it's the only one I don't have. But like, look at this one. Wormhole special. It teleports you outside your ship. Look at this one. Let's make this one because this one does use a lot of good stuff. All these beers have their own mug and they all look different. They have different toppings and like stuff put into the top of it. See, this one's got like a pistol grip. And if you look at it, it's like smoking. And if you drink it, it's got a bomb on the top of it. It's like a Starbucks latte or something. So now, I'm going to get shot all around the ship, because that's what this beer does. Some of them actually give you useful boosts, like you can hit enemies with melee harder. You can throw your mug, still popping. You can also kick these buckets, barrels. I can never stop fucking around. I'm going to be drunk for a while. You can drink like 2 or 3 of these and get really drunk too. Yeah, so you can fuck with all these barrels. And when you're in between missions, you can go up here and you can play this jukebox. You can watch your dwarf dance. Where'd I throw that mug at? Oh, it's the Gangnam style. Oh, that one's like a monster. Doesn't have a pattern on top. Oh shit. Okay, now that you got your beer out. Oh, it's fucked me up. I'm getting drunk. Supposed to be able to do my thing. I guess I can't talk. Pick it up. Too drunk to even do my emotes. Anyway, you can do different emotes with your beer cup out. Oh yeah. The fucking miner's manual. Forgot to show you this. Alright, so here's what your ore looks like. You put it in the mining cart. You got dirt, which connects different caves to bigger caves and tunnels. You got your map here, which shows like what everything looks like. You got your laser pointer. You got flares. That's what nitro looks like. That gives you reloads. It look like that. You got different kind of traversal tools. You got the zipline launcher. You got the platform gun, the drills, and you got the grappling hook. That's the 4 different dwarf specialties. You've got your ship here, which I'm in, which has all these different areas, which I think I've talked about most of them. You can also modify your drone. That's for if you're playing single player. That's pretty easy because you can just point at stuff up in the ceiling. He'll go mine it for you. But you got to pick it up when it drops on the ground. Gear mods. I showed you a bunch of those. Masteries. Every time you like level up different things on your gun, you can get like extra health for your armor. Paint jobs. Overclocks. Let's see. Perks we talked about. That's Bosco. That's your little drone. Your assignments. So like if you want to get a new gun, you've got to do an assignment for it, and you got to do like certain missions in order for it to unlock, and then you got to buy it, and then you got to upgrade it, and then you can pimp it out. So there's like a lot of stuff. Like there's 4 dwarves, and there's like 25 levels per dwarf, and then you prestige them 3 times, and then get another 25 levels on top of that. So it's like actually 100 levels per 4 dwarves. That's level 400. But you have your account level, which I guess you could call the dwarven levels ranks. But your level, like I saw this guy that was like level 100 and something. I was like, wow, that's crazy. He's like level 100 something. And then like a level 607 came in. I'm like, holy shit, that's like 200 more than like all the dwarf levels combined. I guess they were playing like back when it was still like alpha or whatever. Okay, so you've also got different kinds of weapons that do different kind of things, which is useful in certain situations and maps. I didn't even know some of this stuff was existing. I kind of knew that. Fear was a thing. Radiation. Pheromones. There's certain ways you can do like electrical stuff. Like one gun does something with electrical fields. You can do more damage to stuff if it's shocked or something. And then there's the different kinds of enemies you got. Like if you get the armor piercing, you'll blow the front off of these big guys, and then you'll start shooting their tails. They got the weak points. Yeah, so this guy right here, Grunt Slasher, this guy's really good to make a Steve out of, which is what your perk for taming one of those guys is. They're always called Steve. And even you can like team kill them too. It's kind of annoying. I really wish people didn't use them. But those ones you have to pickaxe as part of a special mission. Those ones kind of like make other ones stronger, like in the Alien game. In fact, my memory sucks when I'm making a video. I swear to God, I can't think of anything. These guys, you gotta shoot them in the butt, pretty much. Radioactive ones. Ebonite ones, you gotta melee those. The oppressors are real hard. That's what the... No, that's not the ghost. The ghost is actually one of these bulk detonators. He looks like one of these guys. Then you got this guy, the Crassus detonator. He's got golden skin. And once you get him down to like a certain point, you have to hit him with like explosive damage. And when he explodes, he makes a big giant crater, and it's all filled with gold. And gold plates it, so you can mine all that gold back out. So if you get him inside of a small tunnel, the whole sphere is gold. So you can make way more gold that way. Pretty interesting. They have a crazy explosive radius. You usually wipe like 2 or 3 of your guys out when you kill one. You got this thing that makes like a bunch of those swarmers. Let's see. Spawn. These are the flying assholes. You got a frost version. You got the grabber. It picks you up, flies you around, drops you on your head. Which happened to me once. I didn't like it. Then you've got these weird ones. This is the one that grabs you under the ground. These ones like roll around in a big, like a ball. Bonk at you. That's some bees. You got this big weed thing. You've got to kill this thing, and then this part will open up, and then you can shoot that. And there's like 5 or 6 of these things, so it's like pretty hard. And then you got this thing, which is like a robot that's got like bugs on them, mind control them. So if you kill these 2, there's usually 2 of them in a pack. You can revive them, and they'll fight for your team. BETC. This one is like a loot. What do you call it? In Diablo 3, the gnomes or whatever you gotta chase around. So if like you don't stay close to him, he'll disappear. This one shoots spitballs at you. That's the cave leech grabber from the ceiling. That's the parasite. That's like a bonus mission. You kill these things. You got these loot bugs that are full of loot. You can kill those. You got a golden one, which is worth like 2 or 3 whole gold veins if you kill one of these. And you got those maggots, and you got these things which don't really do anything. They're just there for looks. So, a lot of shit in the game. And you've also got these different regions. Check out the regions. Crystalline Caverns is good. Dense Biozone, I think, is maybe the one I hate because the ledges are always like pointed like this, so you're trying to go up the ledge and you can't because of the lip. And then if you keep falling constantly, and you'll like take a bunch of falling damage because you're always looking at the ceiling and you don't see it. Fungus bogs, they're pretty good. I like those. It's like being in a jungle. Glacial's pretty good because it's got ice and it's pretty easy to mine. Same with the salt pits and the sandblasted corridors because the salt and the sand are pretty easy. They're not like granite. You get through them easier. You got the radioactive exclusion zone, which is pretty much kind of like the dense biozone. It's like this, but it's radioactive. And you got the magma core, which whenever the ground blows up, it's like fire damage on the ground. And you got these little popper things that explode, which might be a good way to farm XP and stuff. It's like luring a bunch of stuff into those big poppers and just blowing them up. So, yeah, the missions I talked about, the mining, the egg hunting, the salvaging, point extraction, where you get these crystals, put them in the thing. This one you don't have a cart either. You got to like drag them back to your base. Now this is where the game gets really good. Whenever you do like one of these missions and you get done, you've got to get the fuck out of there. And they've timed it just exactly right where you almost don't make it. Like maybe you'll have 1 or 2 minutes left. Sometimes, like last night we had one and we had 2 seconds left because 2 of our friends went down. And the rule is no dwarfs left behind. So I went out there, threw down my shield. I was a gunner. I rezzed them both. We ran back. We barely made it with 2 seconds to spare. But even if you don't make it, as long as one guy makes it, you still win. But you don't get as much XP and loot, I think, or something. It's always fun, though. It's not really a game about, like, progression. It's more about just having fun with your friends. It's like Rocket League. It's one of those perfect games. It's, like, always going to be fun, probably. Just to have something to do. Just fucking around. And then we always play, like, level 3 difficulty, maybe, or maybe 4. But if you try to do 5s, then it's really going to get nuts. Because your characters can't really get really good. Like, it's kind of like even though you're leveling up and you're upgrading your weapons, like a level 1 guy is still just as useful as a level 500 guy, probably. Like, it's not that big of a difference to level your stuff up, but it does help. But, like, everything is pretty much the same. A dwarf is a dwarf. If you have an extra dwarf, it's great to have an extra dwarf. Yeah, these are the big cocoons where the big guys come out. So when the mule leaves, you gotta follow him. He leaves these little green markers, and you gotta follow those markers. And sometimes they go like straight up a wall that you can't climb, and that's when you gotta have like the grappling hook guy get up there or make ledges, or you gotta drill your way. Like sometimes you can't get to the tunnel that the thing went down. So you get your driller, and hopefully he's got enough fuel to like drill his way to the thing or to a hole that leads to the thing. because you can't go the normal route. And then you got one guy that's like killing everything behind you. He's on point patrol or doing the 6. I mean, it gets crazy. It gets fucking nuts. What's this one? Oh, the fuel cells. Yeah, this one, on the salvage operation, you gotta like repair your escape pod. So you gotta like establish an uplink with the satellite dish, and then you gotta stand in that green radius and then fight off waves and waves and waves. And then you gotta like prepare the fuel cells and do the same thing and fight off the waves of stuff. And then you gotta just wait while this guy is saying like, oh, we're like booting up the computers, we're plotting your course, we're making sure the thrusters have enough stuff. And like, he just keeps talking and keeps talking while hordes and hordes of shit's coming at you. I mean, I guess I should make a video where we're actually playing, but I highly recommend you guys get this game if you don't have it yet. Get a group of friends. If you don't have any, you can come into my Discord. Play some fucking Deep Rock Galactic. We found it because Layman Gaming made a video about it, talking about how it's one of those games that they slept on or something. Like, didn't notice it was going to be good first. Turned out to be great.